It's odd to be this warm in September. The sunset is deeper on the horizon. The cicadas should have gone long ago with the hummingbirds. It's just too warm for autumn. It's hard for me to think about autumn decorating when it's this warm, so I focus on my art cottage. All those finishing details and those furniture pieces that I want to customize. I'm inspired by this Swedish antique, and I have just the piece to try this look. I'm going to use lots of layers of paint and different kinds of paint. So I'm mixing up milk paint. I am a huge fan of milk paint because you can get such great textures. You may recall that the last art cottage update that I did, I used some chalk paint, I used fusion mineral paint, Debi's DIY paint as layers on this little dresser. I've mixed up the milk paint with water, but instead of a 1-to-1 ratio, I've allowed this to be much thicker. I really want that awesome texture, only to chip it off later on.
The perfect summer is over in a flash.
The air clings heavy these days. It's especially thick and wet in the morning. But as the sun rises higher in the sky, it burns off that moisture and soaks it up into the air, making the air heavy.
But my heart tells me you should stay a little while. Are we at the end or are we at the start? 129 beats per minute from my heart. Anywhere we go is where I long to roam. Night or day, I'm taking you all the way. 'Cause my heart screams, let me carry you.
The lake is really clear at this time of year, and it tempts us to take one last swim, but that is not to be. We had our last swim a few weeks ago.
The ones who dare to wait.
It's enough to dip my feet into the icy water. It only takes a moment before I have popsicle toes. I've applied my milk paint over the entire dresser, and now it's time to sand away that rough milk paint texture. And I'll get back to all of those hardened lumps a little bit later.
I'm taking you all the way.
In order to chip away the chunky milk paint, I'll use paint scrapers, I use hammers, I use whatever I have on hand to scrape at those bigger lumps and reveal the colors of paint that are underneath. It's going to give me that really aged and worn look that I love so much.
When all I really want is to make you stay. My mind says yes.
I'll focus my battering on those areas that would naturally get more wear and allow the scraper to make scratches and dents in the surface of this piece.
Are we at the end or are we at the start? 129 beats per minute from my heart. Anywhere we go is where I long to roam. Night or day, I'm taking you all the way. 'Cause my heart screams, let me carry you home.
Many of the leaves hesitate, still green against a sky that should be much cooler and sharper. It's as if they're confused. They don't know whether to stay or whether to go.
We are dreams, we are candles, we are lights, we are believers, we are saints.
I'm so thankful that JR is the kind of guy that gets my vision. Well, most of the time anyway. He doesn't always get it, but he is usually willing to do whatever I ask him to do after checking over all the specs and making sure that things are done safely. I'm trying to use things that we have collected over the years instead of going out and buying new used things for the art cottage. I'm choosing layers and beautiful gold frames and much loved architectural pieces. These days I've been pushing myself to use IOD stamps more. I am always so hesitant to get them out because I'm afraid of failing. I'm afraid of messing it up. But I'm going to go for it again this time, knowing that even if I mess up, I can wipe it away and I can create that really awesome layered look of imperfection that I want for this little dresser. I chose 2 pieces of laurel from the Queen Bee Stamp, and now I'm going to layer White Swan as my first layer of this stamp. I brayer it on and then apply the paint with the stamp to the 2 dresser doors. And once that layer has dried, I'm going to go back over it with Debi's DIY Faded Burlap. The effect is soft and subtle with a very faint shadowing of white. It's exactly the look that I want. A few days later, I'm going to finish the piece with Fusion's Ultra Guard in the matte finish. We finally came up with a solution for our living room. So we went shopping for a new rug, and I became completely overwhelmed with all of the Halloween and fall decor that was out there, and made up my mind right then I was keeping my decorating for the season very, very simple this year. We found 2 new leather chairs, used leather chairs, and an ottoman on Facebook Marketplace. I really love them. They're just perfectly worn in. Now the last piece of furniture in the art cottage that I have to tackle is this cobbled together piece. JR put a couple of doors on those empty blank areas, and now I've got a place to hide all of my messes. I worked on this piece in another art cottage video, so you can see how I added the molds on the door and gave these new wood doors some age with some chunky milk paint. Can I just take a moment to thank you for stopping by our YouTube channel? We appreciate when you choose to spend just a few minutes of your time with us. And we sure would appreciate it if you took a moment to go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss our next videos. We always appreciate your feedback in the comments, and if you're so inclined, to give us a thumbs up on this video. As always, I'll leave a list of the supplies that I used in the description box below. I long for crisp days and campfire nights, for the comfort of flannel shirts and sweaters. In a few weeks, JR and I will be headed to the Adirondack Mountains on our annual getaway. It's when we arrive there that I'll know that autumn has finally settled in its place. You can find us at ellenjgoods.com or at our brick and mortar shop on Main Street in Medina, New York.